So while actually I should have asked this before. How can I pause this really quick? Okay. You know what? I'll just monitor it. I was trying to make sure that we don't have any trolls coming in, and I was going to actually lock the waiting room so that at least like they're put in the waiting room. Maybe we'll do that like 20 minutes in or something, because I wouldn't want anything just kind of
Yeah, but
interject
even
here.
if they're in the
So,
waiting room, how do we know?
well, we'll see it on the waiting room, and we'll see whether or not to admit them. Okay, so anyways, welcome everybody. And today is, September 12th, 2023. And we are here on our weekly Coherence Meditations. And Seth suggested maybe I center myself, so I got the halo above me. So we are here on our weekly meditations.
You and Louie.
And Louie.
Louie's got it too.
Yeah, there you go. So weekly Coherence Meditations that we hold every single Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern. We do restream out to several social platforms, including Facebook and YouTube. Our primary channel on YouTube is Cosmic Gaia Community. So if you go over to youtube.com/@ Cosmic Gaia Community, you can find all of our Coherence meditations on there, recordings, and a lot of other good stuff on there. And if you are over there, please do like, share, subscribe. As a matter of fact, if you're even on Facebook, just click that little share button, share it out to your main wall page, and maybe we can get some more people joining this call over there. We are trying to reach the 100th monkey, hopefully sometime really soon here, guys. And every single week, with Coherence, we're expanding. So let's get the rhythm going. So today's topic.
Greg, real quick, when they go to the Gaia YouTube channel, do the videos give a description? I mean, I could have looked, but maybe you could just tell me real quick. Does it give the topic so that they can pick one, based upon their current needs?
Absolutely. Okay. Glad you brought that up. So actually, when we restream it, I try to update the titles per the emails that I to kind of coincide with the emails that I send out that the week or the day, usually the day or two prior to our Tuesday meditations. But I try to keep that title. Sometimes they are actually out of sync if we do have like a last minute change, and we'll go directly on the platform and we'll change those. So go over to the YouTube page, click on the live event tab, and you'll see all of our recordings. In the event that I do need to resubmit the recording, you'll find that on the main video page, and sometimes we'll actually have it as a premiere. So today's topic is cultivating energy for self-healing and global harmony. So healing self and world. So thank you everyone for attending, and we'll hand it right over to Seth.
Thank you, Greg. I love the intro. Feel very happy to have you guys here and help me do this. Perfect. So if you don't have water, get a glass or a cup or whatever you have water in that you can drink, have it near you. And so let's agree or see if we can all agree on something before we start. And that is, let's be really present with ourselves, with our body, totally open to what could happen here and what is happening here. And think about this. Think about it, feel it, get yourself to really interweave with it. And that is, we're all energy, right? We hear that everywhere. Everybody knows it and says it. It's becoming it's coming out into the mainstream of the human population. And so if we are energy, if I'm energy, you're energy, if we are that, think about that. Just think about how profound, because whatever this energy is, and we talk about this all the time, but it is beyond intelligent. And I tell people, it's way more intelligent than I am. and I freely admit that, but I can take who I am and start to interweave it with that intelligence that's causing everything to happen in the body. And suddenly I begin to remember why this is happening, why this world is the way it is. And you know what? For a long time, I was coming together to like really figure out what to be and what to do, because this world is calling us more than ever. Like, it wants us to rise, to wake up and come together and bring a harmonious frequency that is in tune with the natural universe, because that is so much more powerful than all the temporary human stuff that's happening. That's like a blip. It's not even a single sand on a beach compared to what we are and what's happening to us, through us. So if we can agree that this energy is us, that it's already really, really intelligent. I mean, it's unknown to the conditioned ego, who we think we are, to know how vast it is, especially in our normal waking state. But we can agree that it's there. And if it is there, and we come to the realization that we are energy and we can feel it and know that it's there, where have we been focusing all our other energy? Right? Because stress, fear, sickness, everything that we feel, you can get addicted to feeling that stuff. And a lot of people are, and they don't even realize it. They just think it's normal. I think that's who I am. I'm always afraid. I'm always stressed out. And it's hard to get out of that for a lot of people. But when you realize that you are just energy, and every experience you've ever had throughout the course of your life is your energy that is igniting your own perception of reality through these beings that we are. You put it into perspective like that, and you naturally agree to yourself, I'm going to make more space in my life to know this infinitely intelligent space that we are. And so then, if we can all agree that that's what's happening, or something similar to it, then we can amplify that. We can literally amplify it. And how we do that is we take who we think we are, right? The socially engineered self that is stuck, or feels like maybe it's not evolving, or it's missing a lot of information that could help it, to move onward. If we take that and we make a habit of focusing on what's already happening to us, right? The heart's beating, brain's thinking, all this stuff is already happening. And when we focus on that, and we get really good at making a habit of staying present with it, then at some point you'll have an epiphany, or maybe you already have, where you realize that this is what you want to do. You want to spend a lot of time doing this because you're going to want to do it. And the epiphany will be, you begin to feel this energy in you get stronger because you're focusing on it. And the fact that we're focusing on it together is another collective aspect of amplifying that everybody is, but that people want to have a deeper relationship with, because all the modern things in the world, they just don't do it for any of us. Most of us, if we can be in a space where all our needs are taken care of, we're happy, and that attitude, when taken and focused, there isn't anything that'll make you feel better than to start experiencing the core of what we all already are. Can you guys agree with that? All right. I'm seeing some heads. Perfect. So you've got your water. We've all agreed that we're here to focus on what is really happening, the real news. And so wherever you are, just totally relax. Put a slight reminder in your head that we came together and we decided we're going to focus on what we all really are together. And so as you relax, put a little smile on your face, because we all just planted a seed together. And bit by bit, or huge piece by piece, we're going to nurture that seed. We're going to feed it nutrients. We're going to let it grow. And then we're going to watch how it flowers, how it crystallizes, how it comes to express the beauty and power and energy of what everybody and everything already is. And you can listen to my words, but more than that, I want you to listen to the space in between my words. And that can take a little bit of focus, but once you get it, it starts becoming easier. As everybody knows, we work together to create complete relaxation in the body, while at the same time being hyper alert. Two seemingly contradictory forces are, we're embodying that. We're getting better at that. And we're creating balance between those two states of being that are already with us. And find your rhythmic breath, gentle, slow, consistent. Put that smile on again, because we agreed. We all agreed on this. And now we're here together to make sure that agreement sticks, to make sure that it is interwoven into the fabric of our awareness, of the fabric of this infinite life that we are, that is with us. That's something to be happy about. And get really comfortable. Start at the top of your head and just scan your attention down towards your feet, but you can do it as slow as you want or as quick as you want. Just allow your awareness that's starting at the top of your head. Let it scan your body and see if it can feel any tension or pain or resistance. And if you can feel anything that you'd like to work on, really feel it. And at the same time, totally relax while you're feeling it. You're seeking to feel the greater expression of what that pain or resistance or trauma is inside of you. You're feeling it to the degree that you're feeling beyond it, within it. You're choosing to amplify the energy of everything in any place at any time. And you're amplifying it because you're focusing on a greater expression of what you already are, and what we already are, and what this entire world already is. and just totally relax even deeper and take whatever you were just feeling and just throw it into the mix of relaxation and complete alertness at the same time. And while you breathe, just check in with yourself a little bit and see if there's a feeling that you can feel when you inhale and when you exhale. A feeling that it might seem like it's new or unknown, but you actually know this better than anything that has happened while we've been these beings in this world. We know it so well. We are it. There isn't anything but that. And we are it. It is us. We're just creating a greater conscious awareness of all of it into our being, around our being. See if you can just mildly invoke a feeling of almost like when all your goosebumps stand up on your skin. See if there's a part of you that can just make it feel something, almost like ecstatic bliss, whatever that means to you. It's the energy of smiling times infinity. It's the creative impulse that has allowed all of us to be here. And like the flower from the plant that we're all feeding and nurturing and allowing to grow in its own way, in its own time, we're also doing that for ourselves together. So wherever you are, whatever kind of surface your body is on, just see if you can melt right into it with complete relaxation. You're just letting all of your body weight just totally relax where it is. Complete sense of self that is totally already in tune with its infinite source that is the same thing that all life is. The more we actively work to begin to completely or more completely feel these little subtle energy signatures or energies that invigorate us or cause us to feel at complete peace. Feel that and put that in your memory too. Really remind yourself how it feels when everything is totally supporting you and you know it. Even if it's not that way for you, you can totally just choose to feel the energy that is already there. And when you smile on it, with it, it smiles back. It's reciprocity. It acknowledges that you're paying attention to attention itself. And life wants to create a greater state of being, of awareness that is right there. You literally have every single ingredient of it all working together right now. We're choosing to just allow it to flower. And let yourself feel the awe and wonder. The energy that is so grateful to know its own energy source. And also just consciously acknowledge that this energy you are, and your intention to focus on it. Just remember, at first, it may feel subtle. That's just because you're becoming aware of something that hasn't been focused on by all the masses for a while. But now everybody is starting to feel it, whether they can acknowledge it or not, because it is everything. It always has been. Now it is making itself available to every single one of us so that we can be creative. Creativity in harmony with infinity. That is a real, a completely tangible pursuit of awareness that is so with us that we can feel it. It's almost like if you hear a song that you love, or if you're going fast in a car and you go up over a slow hill, you kind of feel this like interesting feeling come up. Or when you love somebody or something, and you touch each other, and you can feel this subtle feeling that feels incredible, but that maybe you haven't given identity to it yet. That means if you take your awareness and focus it on that feeling of love, of joy, of awe, wonder, fascination, and a willingness to create a much more tangible relationship with it, it's already here. It's like, of all the rock in the ground in this world, it's such a dense material, it seems. And rock is so abundant everywhere. But there's different parts of the rock where that dense energy literally crystallizes. We are that crystallization, even if the masses, which they're there, they're rock, they are in place, they are there to support the crystallization of their pure nature, of their harmonious, aligned structures that are literally heated and cooled by extreme measures, forces of life. We are that crystallization, each and every one of us. And we have potential to be beyond that. And just like crystals are studied so that people can understand the structure of them, and that they don't feel any cooling or forming unless it's totally being powered by the source, by the collective element of all that rock, creating its own harmony to give a greater expression of those crystals. That's what's happening. And it's actually happening on a more profound level than that. Because the energy field that we all are, and that is now starting to come into a much greater expression of creativity, of creating possibility. That's coming into alignment despite the chaos, despite the fear, and beyond the normal habits of perception that have taken us to where we are in life right now. Now imagine yourself as the observer of your own life. If you could watch who you are and what you are right now from an observational point. If you were objectively observing yourself, you probably would notice that a lot of different harmonious elements are intentionally coming into place for you because you're focusing on that. And in the vein, in the spirit of intentionally feeling the potential that is already in and around you, this tickly, loving energy that is life, the more you come to know it, the better it feels. And the more forgiving you become, the more trusting you become. Even though all the things in our world have taken us to where we are right now, and even if on the surface it didn't look or feel pretty, it has all happened to bring us right together, right here, right now. And that's cause for celebration. And feel what celebrating your awareness in and around your body might feel like. Let yourself feel that tickly, funny, loving, peaceful, complete energy. Allow your muscles of perception to start becoming more perceptive and not just focusing on that, but embodying it, letting it embody you. And even though everybody and everything is all powered by the same source, we all represent the ability of being individuals together, to begin trusting that life is constantly organizing everything, whether we know it or not. It is creating coherence in the midst of what we would feel is chaos. And again, that's something to celebrate. That's you acknowledging that this life force that is animating you, that's letting you be here, and that is encouraging you to begin knowing yourself at much deeper levels. Allow your muscles of perception to begin to be aware of how this energy that you already are can work in a greater capacity, like crystals in rock, like flowers from a plant. Life is always working itself together to create a greater expression of what it already is. And that's new. You may think, or others might tell us, that we've been through this before. But even if we did, our awareness of it is new. If we were to take full responsibility for how we perceive the world, we might notice that something is really, really encouraging us to evolve, to be so present with life that you're literally bringing your consciousness right to the cutting edge of our own evolution as individuals and as species. And to take responsibility for being at that edge of development, it's literally, we are totally creating the world we want to be in with all the creative energies that we already are. Now more than ever in this world, we have the ability to manifest reality together. Yeah, it's all the same thing, but it's the same thing right at the edge. It's like the flower just reaching out to the sun and the sun reciprocating energy back. It's the place to be. And it's the place to be when you bring these elements of remembrance, of awareness, of trust, of faith, even if we have a bunch of reasons why we feel that we can't trust life or others. That just becomes wisdom. And that also becomes wise, that you know you don't need to be defined by what you were. And if you choose, you can be defined by what you already are. This infinite, coherent field of intelligence that knows how to do things that nobody does, unless somebody forgives themselves, can let go of our emotional and mental structures of belief. We literally have an opportunity to just be so deep and completely in tune with this potential of life evolving right at the edge of its existence through us. There are celestial beings that are with us always. And there are ones that are celebrating us here because we're champions of life. We know that we're driven by infinite intelligence. We know that everything we perceive is animated by that same life force. And so these beings are celebrating for us, and we can celebrate with them. And the more we celebrate life in this way, the more our senses that might be fragile or seem like they only can perceive the world as it appears. We can perceive the world no matter how shallow or deep it all is. And through our perception, we allow our sensitivities to start developing so that we can feel different signatures of energy that maybe we weren't focusing on. We can become so harmonious with the potential of what we all already are, that everything that brought us to this point, or anything, any pain, any atrocity, anything that we feel like, why would that be happening? Just like the little pain or resistance in our body, we can focus on that and feel the coherence in it and around it. And that causes it to be more coherent, more complete. Focus a little bit on your breathing. And again, see if you can feel something maybe that you're not used to feeling. Almost like you're creating it or invoking it. You're intentionally allowing your senses to feel life with tremendous sensitivity, and at the same time, tremendous power, all balanced in a way that supports us through whatever it is we're going through. And when we look out at the world and wonder if divinity or God, if any of that is real, and we wonder why or how it could let some of the things that appear to be happening around us be, we also remember that, like whatever bit of resistance we feel in our body from pain, we're feeling and witnessing and perceiving all the things in the world that make us want to run and hide. And we're facing it. And we're allowing ourselves to feel the coherence that supports our resistance, our pain. And so by confronting anything, we can remember that we are able to feel it or perceive it so deep that it's beyond the surface of what it appears to be. If there's a war, we become so in tune with our being that when we focus on that war, there's a part of us that knows it's free, that it has the ability to change the substance of all those different energies that are happening in a war. We're choosing to feel something deeper and much greater than what it appears to be on the surface. And so we're creating a place for much more coherent fields to start working through anything that anybody resists or hates or can't stand. Our senses begin to pick up this energy the moment we're born into this world. It develops much quicker than our own thoughts, beliefs, and behaviors. This perceptual awareness of energy was there before we ever thought we were who we think we are. And now we're just retuning our ability to be aware, to bring coherence to a world that seems overly chaotic. This is why we can celebrate life and to let our perception of that celebratory energy just literally be projected onto anything we focus on, onto any pain we feel, onto any kind of thing happening in the world that seems like it's atrocious or horrible. We literally can bring a coherent state of awareness to that will start to work like it's a miracle, because it already is. It knows what we're doing. It is what allows all these subconscious, unconscious parts of our being, of our body, of our organs. It's allowing all of that to work together and to work at all. So you're breathing, put a little smile in your face that you're feeling. See if you can feel your pulse, your heart beating. Focus into what you would perceive as the middle of your heart. Let your awareness be at that point, and then see if you can feel your own heart beating right from inside of it. And if you can't, you just keep giving attention to that part of yourself, and your perception will develop, and you'll be able to feel your pulse, your heart beat. And if you can feel your heart beating, just acknowledge that whatever it is that it's causing that to happen has got your back. In fact, it's got every single part of you and me in this world. It is already here, and it's the only thing that has ever been here. And we know we have the ability to perceive and feel and experience and acknowledge that life is so much greater than those who would doubt it, or they're stuck in a low vibrating state of negativity. And they don't know they're stuck, so they keep projecting that energy. They become addicted to their pain because they think it's all they know. But there's a greater knowing. And it's through this evolution of allowing your perception to grow greater, to become so capable of feeling these subtle forms of feeling. A smile, of relaxing, of wondering how mysterious life can be. That creates new feelings, new abilities to become aware, to be aware of how powerful and beautiful we can be embodied. None of the stuff on the surface matters. It does matter, but not more than your relationship with Source in you. The more you focus on that, the more matter of your life, of the world, no matter how dense it could be, you're perceiving beyond it. You're letting yourself feel beyond it. When you can do that, when you can feel whatever it is you're feeling, surrounded by the infinite intelligence of your own energy field that is already working miracles. If it can do that for our bodies, imagine what it can do if we focus on it more. Imagine what we could do if together we are all reminding each other that we have something profound that is already happening. Something that if we feel lost, it will guide us. Something that maybe we don't feel the purpose of life or the things that happen. Your perceptual marriage with your own energy field, it overcomes everything. It brings greater healing into your awareness. And it reminds you that this is the place to start paying attention. To know where we come from and where we're going. To make that a priority by being very sensitive to it. And all the feelings of potential or that represent potential to us, the more we can start feeling those on demand, and allow yourself to just put this objectional awareness. Let yourself know that you have plenty of time to focus on it. You might only take a short amount of an hour or a day to focus on knowing yourself. But at night, when you go to sleep, you have the ability to get into a calm, coherent state before you go to bed. And same thing when you wake up. Even if you sleep well, that could be like trying to get your attention, and through your willingness, you create more awareness and greater healing, even though it might feel uncomfortable. And in the morning, when you wake up, before you get up on your feet and move around, you have the ability to just stay there for as long as you're able and breathe rhythmically with your awareness, and your body's already relaxed. Now, come back into your own awareness that you focus on most of the time. Come out of that observational state just to be in your body and stay relaxed. Focus on your breathing. Focus on feeling your pulse from inside of your heart, radiating frequency with every beat. It's sending and receiving energy. And even if we're only allowing our field to be right around our body, we could allow it to be with the whole galaxy if we choose. And making a habit of memorizing the feelings created when you feel like you're in the flow, or if you do something that is amazing and you feel joy, or if you remember that happening. Take little snapshots of that moment or those moments and feel whatever it is that encourages you to rise above the constraints of your totally conditioned self. We aren't avoiding it. We're doing the opposite. We're fully facing it. And we're letting the coherent fields of our body totally envelop our sense of self and the dis-ease or trauma that we feel within, and all of the things that are happening in the world. We can choose to be in coherence with the source of our life, of our energy. And we can make a habit of being aware of it. And then with every beat of your heart, you're able to focus on that feeling in the core of your being. And amplify it. And this is means for celebration. Because it is happening. And the realization that we exist at all, that is joy. That is being humbled deeply. That is also being empowered to create or develop that which is already happening. Through huge energy comes the ability to relax into that energy. And our awareness of it allows the energy that's already inside of us to get stronger, to radiate out further, and at the same time, deeper inside at the same time. Smile and acknowledge that. Smile and at the same time acknowledge that we have all come together selflessly to remind each other that we have the ability to completely heal ourselves. And we're creating a marriage between the self and selflessness that our balanced energy field creates. While you're relaxed and smiling and breathing, just forget about that for a second and take your awareness and put it into the water that you can drink. And if you can feel all these subtle feelings, and if you can feel the beat of your heart, let that be the energy that you focus on your water with right now. If you can feel your heart beating, feel it beat inside of that glass or cup or bottle. It already is anyway. You're just allowing yourself to be attuned to the remembrance that it's already happening. We're inhaling and exhaling water from all around our being that's already there. The water in and around our being is making it happen. And it can be completely charged up and amplified just by us breathing and relaxing and feeling completely alert, and to celebrating it with the smile we wear or that we choose to wear. Let your smile be felt inside of the water you have. Feel your heart beating and feel that smile beating with your heart. If you're able to feel that water and how it's being affected by your state of being, do that. We're going to open our eyes gently and slowly together, but stay in this state. And for those who want to just keep going, you can just hang up from our call and continue to stay in this space and continue focusing on feeling your state of being in the water that you're going to drink. Keep doing that. And for those who are going to stay with us right now, only very gently let your eyes open and see if you're able to keep that feeling of peace throughout your entire body. That's also alert at the same time. Just gentle movements, slow, easy. And take the water that you have. Put it up to your heart in whatever container you have. And if you're not able to, just feel it with your heart. And if it's near your heart and you're breathing and you're feeling, and that you have planted a seed of inner and outer, personal and collective evolution energies so that you can be whole, so that you can be one who is in memory of this thing, this life, this miracle that's already happening anyway. See if you can let that transfer into your water through your heart's own pulse and the waves that it sends out. And when you feel ready, take a sip of that water. Do it very gently. See if you can feel the water's entire journey from you drinking it down into your body. See if you can let yourself feel that by being so present with it and slow. And as Greg and Louis were saying, all those meditations that we've done are on that live tab, and they're timeless. There's no time constraint on it at all. So if there's something that you want to focus on, this will enable you to be able to do that. And we're going to keep going with those too. The goal is to cover as many bodily systems as possible. And we're going to continue interweaving different focuses. Anybody have anything they want to share? It's okay if you don't. Louis put up the link to the YouTube playlist. Perfect. Thank you. What happened, Greg? You went from a god to the beautiful rainbow.
Oh,
You're manifesting
there we
reality
go.
so quick.
There we go. We're back. Want to also remind everyone out there, join our list, our email list if you're not on it. Go to freedomsnap.org/Seth, and there's a button on there to subscribe to the email list. That way you're reminded every single week of these sessions we have every week at 6 p.m. on Tuesdays.
Yeah, Robert, Ronnie, that's why we're doing it. These times are, it's almost like they were made for this to happen. And we can see around us how others react when things that are crazy or whatever, however we perceive it. And the goal is to be able to be so present with your own awareness that you can feel your pulse in everything. Instead of being afraid or just not wanting to face it, you're doing the opposite. You're fully facing it. And you're finding that balance point between complete relaxation and total awareness at the same time. And then the life you live every day of who you think you are, it becomes an expression of your perception. Comments, Greg?
Yeah, somebody over at Facebook. Thank you, Seth. My cat enjoyed it too. All right.
I know mine does as well.
Hey, I got a question. So if someone has some ideas for future sessions, how can they let you know? Do they go on to Facebook and just go to the Water Consciousness Movement group, or?
Well, the best is to get on the email list, so that way everybody can, you'll send that email out, and then that would be the best. But yeah, if we're on YouTube on the Cosmic Gaia page, and then my personal account on Facebook, and then the Water Consciousness. Is that right, or are we missing one?
Water Consciousness Movement on Facebook. That's the Facebook group. We have your personal YouTube. We have your personal Facebook. We have Cosmic Gaia Community Channel. That's the main one. And was there one more? I don't know. There's a total of 4.
Yeah. We'll do more though.
Yeah.
But yeah, people want to comment on any of these, then we'll pay attention to it.
Cool. Yeah, I've also had some ideas, probably talked with you offline about it, but I've been experimenting myself, past several months as I constantly go into like Dr. Joe Dispenza, and even just recently like Greg Braden, watching various episodes of theirs, but also I went on to Cosmic Gaia Community Channel just a couple weeks ago, and I one of your interviews or discussions with Rahul. Yeah, those are great. So those, especially with like the breathing practice. And I was talking with Louis just last week about it, and he was pointing out a couple different breathing approaches, systems. But yeah, I've been kind of getting into that a little bit more as well.
Yeah, those guided meditations that he does, I mean, our body literally starts to release DMT and all these things that people want to experience with plant medicines. And that's great if somebody feels called to do it. And if not, that's great too. But still, we can create that in our awareness by breathing like that. First time, pretty much everybody. So that's super fun. If people want to do that, it's every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern and 8 a.m. Pacific. And he's like, he charges like $20 maybe, or $22, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
And
I was going to do it on Sunday, but I had other things come up and it's 7 o'clock my time. So, which is not a problem, but it's 7 a.m. Pacific. So it's, I guess, yeah, 7 p.m. or 7 a.m. Pacific. I don't know. Central was at 11, 10. I don't know, like you said. But yeah, 7 a.m. and it's $22.
oh, really? 7 a.m.
Yep.
You're Pacific though, right? Because he's in California.
I am very specific.
No,
Yeah, I'm in Phoenix. So everybody else, their time zone revolves around Phoenix. So
yeah.
we don't change. Yeah. But
Awesome.
at the time, it's 7 a.m. this past Sunday. I guess he's taking a break for the next couple weeks. So as soon as he starts back up, I think October 1st, I'm going to get on that call. I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, it's worth it. Well worth it. Louis, you're uncharacteristically quiet. And
Yeah,
that's
I'm going through some strange sensations over the past couple of days, and at some point in the meditation, it really accentuated itself, and I got a little scared. And I guess I'm a little concerned because I don't know what it is. Just a feeling of flush, a feeling of just my face and my upper body intensifying. Like, I don't know if it's an ascension symptom or it doesn't feel good, but you know, I that's why I really tried to work this meditation today. Not sure what's going on, but not in the talkative mood.
no, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, same thing. Like, I know for me, when I have stuff go on, I just try to relax deeper than what's causing it. Like, I stay focused on it, but I let myself relax all the way around it. And so it gets contained into just my own perception or projection. And then the coherence can like instantly heal it, make it go away. But if not, then it's a lesson. It's life giving you that lesson, and you're the student. And the more you want to learn, then, but yeah, and we can talk about that too if you want.
I'm not feeling pain. It's just weird. I feel like it's connected to my stomach too. Almost could be like a leaky gut type of thing, or just maybe the solar flares are hitting me early. I don't know.
Do you put anything into the kimchi that you do, like any probiotics or anything? You just let it be what it is?
It's funny you should mention that, because in 20 years and over a couple of thousand quarts that I've made, this last batch that I made was strange because we're really hot here, and when you're fermenting, you have to be within a certain temperature, and I think I exceeded it a couple of times, and it was out longer than usual because the people who ordered it delayed their order, so I'd sat another 2 weeks, and I don't know if it's that or if it could be anything. I don't know, but no, sometimes I add a very high quality culture starter with it, but you don't need to.
Yeah.
But I ended up, just out of safety, I ended up throwing away like over 40 quarts of kraut and kimchi because for me to keep my place cool is where it needs to be, is more expensive than what I'm going to make on selling the kraut. So I just ended up tossing it just for safety. But I don't know if it's that. I don't know, man. It's just some weird stuff going on.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm immune to stuff going on in the world right now. Also, it's I call it the atmosphere, and I feel it. It's all good though. What's the worst that can happen? I go back home to source creator. I think you froze. Looks like your screen froze, Seth. Or my screen froze.
Seth, are you just in a moment? You're right. He's like Buddha right now. Lori, your cat too. Wow, that's awesome. That's great. A lot of cats going around, and they love these. So, the session that we had last week, we wanted to we were trying to get Laura Eisenhower on, and she wasn't able to join actually in the beginning, but I think it was about an hour and 26 minutes into it, she was able to join us. So those that missed, that may have dropped off at the end of our Coherence Meditation last week, feel free to go back on YouTube, Cosmic Guy Community Channel, and there's actually a direct link to the time-stamped recording in the reminder email that was just blasted off yesterday. So you can click on that. That'll take you directly to the link with the timestamp, and you can watch where Laura chimed in. But we're still arranging for a full session with Laura one of these weeks, I guess. Maybe next week, we'll see. And welcome back, Seth. Beautiful. So you're in a Buddha state, and you're muted right now.
I had to call my phone. My computer just totally shut.
Yeah, I don't know if it was my internet, but when we were going through Coherence Meditation, there were a couple breakups in your speech. Could have been the internet connectivity.
You know, I wanted to say too, somebody, I think Scott mentioned in the comments that Joe Dispenza is doing a live Coherence Meditation, I think. And he said there's over 10,000 people. So I don't know, do you know when that is, Scott? Because it would be great if we could do this while that's happening.
I did see that email as well from Joe Dispenza.
Yeah. September 23rd. Thank you, Scott. Let's see what.
You know that date in the red pill community is a very significant date, and I just saw a video on Telegram where they showed over like 20 movies that were made in the past 30 years where something significant happened on September 23rd.
It's funny, I've actually heard that too.
Solar flare, of the solar flare magnitude, like quantum something.
So it looks like the 23rd is a Saturday. I don't know, we'll talk about it. But that might be fun to do something while they're doing that, because that way we can all kind of link into a focused state of awareness, you know?
Yeah, maybe we should include something about that for the next week, maybe in the email or something. I do see, that still is a week and a half away. So I'll take a look at that email. Thank you for bringing that up, Scott.
Yeah, thank you a lot. That'd be great.
Very cool.
Well, if everybody's good, they can keep going.
Okay.
And if anybody has any questions or anything, please feel free to ask.
Greg, I forwarded
all the stuff we're talking about is habits. Every single thing about it is a habit. You just do it and you do it and you do it, even if it's only a little bit, but then all of a sudden, all your work that you did, it all just connects and it aligns. So much to celebrate in that regard.
I see. Walk for the .world. Okay. I'll pull that up on a web browser. Thank you. Cool. Anybody else? Just feel free to unmute yourself, chime in. Otherwise, we will call it quits for the day. It was a very relaxing session. Okay, cool.
All right. Awesome.
Thank you, everyone. And we will see you next week. Be sure over in Facebook and YouTube land, please do give it a thumbs up. Throw off those algorithms. Let's try to reach that 100th monkey too. Give it a share. Subscribe. Check out our email list, freedomsnap.org/Seth. Click on that button. Let's get things going here. So thank you very much for everyone attending. And thank you, Seth.
Yeah. Thank you, Greg. Louis.
Okay.